Hello, welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. We're at Southshore. You might not quite recognise the landscape at the back of me just yet, but you will if I turn round. You definitely will if I turn round, because we're right at the side of the pleasure beach. So I thought we would come and have a look and see what's happening down here. I've just been to Bentley's Fish and Chips for this week's Friday food review. So while I'm down at this end of town, I thought we'd come and have a nosy, because it's a few weeks since I came down here. It's a few weeks since I came for a neb. So if you're new in these parts, make sure that you've subscribed, make sure that you've hit the bell for notifications, and don't forget to sign up for your Visit Fylde Coast email newsletter. I think it's brightening up a little bit. So let's have a look then, shall we? Well, the first thing that you'll have noticed is that the gardens are now fenced off. So this is Flagstaff Gardens, and you might remember we came and had a look this June 2025 to see what was occurring, and I filmed it all and walked round and recorded what it looked like before this project started. So it's actually started now. So it's had a bit of I think he was a bit of an idiot. It's had a bit of a false start because these plans had been put forward quite a while before. So we'd actually been the first time in May 2023 looking at what they were talking about doing, and then it all went deathly quiet. So this is Wetherspoons here. We are here on the pavement. So what they're going to do is to put containers in like these, and these underneath here, and they're going to be the kitchens and the food prep and serving areas for a street food market. So this is all seating, a lot of it outdoor, but obviously they've got this big parasol. These are tables with a covered roof, but underneath this section here there's a United Utilities water asset. I'm not sure whether it's flood water or a water storage tank, but nonetheless it needs access from above, which is why they can't build anything solid and permanent on it. Like this, that would be good for Princess Road in Cleveland. I'll have to be asking them where they're getting that from. So that's what they're building. Anyway, they fenced it all off since I last came down here. They fenced it all off. I've parked at the back of here because there's some bays where you can just get an hour if you need an hour. And I've just had a look through the fence, and I didn't quite expect to see what I saw, because they're obviously doing groundworks. I suppose it makes sense really, because you can't just plonk a shipping container on the floor. It's going to need some footings, it's going to need some foundations. So they're obviously working at the moment to do the prep stuff and to get the groundworks ready. So this is the area where the water tank is. So you can see that there are sort of manhole covers set into the block paving, which is what they've got fenced off. And they are access to whatever it is that's under the floor. So if you're watching people that are building this, can you email me? My email address is jane@therabbitpatch.co.uk, because I'd like to kind of follow what you're doing and cover your progress. I'm just trying to work out where the entrance is. How are they getting in? I can't even find a gate. Because it's quite different, and it's got quite a bit of potential for being quite a nice site, this, I think. I know somebody posted a comment, and I think it was her dad that she said was one of the people that's doing it. So it'd be nice to kind of document how you're setting it up and how you're building it, and the behind the scenes story. So I'm game for it if you are. So that's that. And then I noticed as I drove down that they've put one of the big Christmas bauble things at the side of the pier. So it's just gone at the back of the tram at the moment. You can just see it, look, there at the side of the Illuminations Theatre thing, whatever it's called these days. We're going this way. We'll go over onto the pier. We'll go and have a look, see what's happening. Oh, that's better. That's better now. The sun's starting to come out. Hello, lovely. I'll go for a wander across here. I believe they're having a refit in the Grosvenor. She said that they were suspending the Saturday night entertainment. I think they've got acts on a Saturday night in October, and then over winter they were doing some refitting. And she said that once they'd got it done, they would invite me back to have a look. That's a nice van. Nice shiny van. My car looks like a shed. It's filthy inside and out. We're going to have a look on the pier now that it's starting to brighten up. And it's starting to get that slightly out of season midweek look. Ooh, that's a nice view. We're going to have a walk down the pier and have a look at the view. Do you know, if I had £1 for everybody that asked me about this camera, I'd be a rich man. Shiny van man were just asking me how I get on with my little DJI. I think it's marvellous. He's got a GoPro. I've just been saying to him that I used my GoPro when I came to Blackpool this morning, because I've done a video for you driving down the seafront, and I just don't like them at all. I think they're poor. I mean, I plugged it in. I knew it would be completely flat, but I plugged it in to charge it up, and I got no idea whether it were even charging. Anyway, technology apart. Oh, look at that for a view. You see, on an iPhone, you'd have been able to zoom right in on Blackpool Tower. And on this, you can only get 4 times zoom. But nonetheless, it's very good. It's very good for what it is and what it does. And it's a lot lighter than an iPhone. A lot lighter. Quiet, isn't it? Midweek on South Pier. This way down. Oh, look at all that sand. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem when it comes to erosion, because you get all this scouring around the promontories. That's a big word, isn't it? To sound like I swallowed the dictionary. And then you get erosion of the sand in the bottom of the sea wall. This seagull down here has got his swimming pool all to himself. He's having a nice spa. Look at all those ripples. Amazing. Ooh, splash splash. So they actually held a drop-in in September at the Enterprise Centre. And unfortunately, I've got, time just flies past me. I'd got my wires crossed and I'd not realised this had been gone and finished, so apologies for that. But you can still send your memories in if you'd like to. So I've got an email address for you and a telephone number, which I'm going to read out. So the telephone number is 01253 477 147, or you can email info@blackpoolunlimited.com. And they will be really pleased to hear any of your memories and stories and things from Southshore, from this kind of area, so to Waterloo Road up towards the Pleasure Beach. And they're going to put together a show and a book for next year, which is quite nice. I thought it was quite a nice idea, that. So I shared my memory of Southshore. In fact, I'll take you for a walk across the road. I'll tell you my memory of Southshore. In fact, I think thinking about it is worth a video all of its own. Yeah, so if you want to contribute, that's what you need to do. So this is as good a spot as any to tell you about a project that Blackpool Council are doing called Southshore Stories. So it's being run from the Enterprise Centre on, what's it called? On Lytham Road. It's where the old Lido used to be. And they're collecting your old stories and your memories and your recollections of Southshore and living here, working here, holidays here, all that kind of stuff. And they're going to put next year an exhibition on and create a book. And it's going to be all based around the stories and the recollections and the memories that ordinary people like you and me have got of living and working and visiting Southshore in Blackpool. It's lovely now that sun's starting to come out. It went really grey this morning. I thought it was going to start raining. We'll go for a walk over here. It's a big area of land, that, isn't it? Just standing completely empty, doing nothing. All by a flat bouncy castle. So I spent my formative childhood years growing up round here, and we used to come on holiday for 3 weeks at a time because a family friend used to let us have an apartment cheap, or a flat as they used to be called in the day. So we used to come here for 3 weeks at a time, and in the morning when my mum were having 5 minutes and taking weight off her feet, I used to go wandering around on my own and wander around back streets and stand looking at them making rock through the back window and whatnot. And this is where we used to stop, on this corner. So I'm going to do a separate video. I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to make it into a little bit of a shorter video. So you need to watch this one separately. I'll tag it at the end of the video. But I've got a little funny story to tell you about this corner. And that is today's little look around the pier end of Blackpool, the South Pier end of Blackpool. Oh, it's getting warm. I think I'm wrapped up like it's the middle of winter. I think I'm going to have to unfasten my coat, strike me down with the feather. So from a increasingly nice looking Blackpool Southshore, we will bid you good day and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.